A warm welcome, Michele. It's been so long since we have seen each other, and I'm very happy to see you again. Today, you are going to present me something very special, the Q digital advertising platform, something brand new, a new value proposition, and I'm very excited to hear what you're going to tell me and what it is all about. Qt launched it in January, the new offering, with the goal to enable Qt users to monetize their screens. Wow, Michele. What exactly is that? I'm interested to hear that.
So we launched in January a completely new value proposition that allow Qt user to monetize their screen. But what actually monetize means in the advertising industry means that you are getting revenue from integrating contextual advertising in your screen. And we enable this new value proposition for open source users from Qt community and also for commercial users. We have been receiving in the past, before the launch, a lot of requests around this kind of topic, and we are trying to solve mainly three problems on this new value proposition. And the first is about productivity. I mean, Qt framework is really well known in the industry because increase a lot of productivity for developers, and we want to do the same when it comes to monetizing Qt user screens. So we did all the effort, heavy lifting for our users in integrating in an out-of-the-box way contextual advertising. And then, of course, we want to speed up the go-to-market for those kind of monetization use cases, right? So if you have to prototype, if you have to come up with some sort of user interface, that can be an application, that can be an embedded screen, you want to be fast in order to validate if the user experience is the right for your user, right? So also in the way that you are integrating advertising inside an application is really critical. So you want to prototype that quite fast. And then what we want to bring to the Qt user community is the advertising knowledge. So we have been working in these three main areas because the main problem that users claim, they were missing from the Qt company perspective an out-of-the-box way to port monetization on a cross-platform approach. So we have a lot of users globally. They have cross-platform application. They are creating mobile application. They are creating embedded application. They wanted one common approach to monetize all the different use cases. And the other is, in order to allow that, we develop a plugin that works directly in Qt. You can install through the installer. It's really easy, just a click in your installing process. And this plugin allow users, developers or designer that are using Design Studio to integrate advertising placeholder. And this placeholder will be displaying contextual ads and allow the user, the developer, to monetize directly the screen. And, what we have also been seeing, talking with many users, across different regions, is that there is no real clear understanding of the advertising industry. And that's another great value that we can provide to, Qt community to understand how actually the monetization industry works, help them maximizing the revenue. There is really a huge effort. I mean, companies, they have a dedicated team only to monetize their application. And this is definitely for the Qt user community a great value that we can provide with the know-how that we've been hiring at the Qt company coming from that industry.
Which are the main industries for the value proposition?
Yeah, that's also a really good question. Thank you, Axel. We recently created two public references, mainly out of the gaming industry. So we have a lot of Qt users globally that they are creating mobile application, and some of them are also working in the mobile game industry. So we created these two public references just to highlight the most common use cases that are used to monetize their application. But then, of course, I mean, it is really interesting what we're trying to do, because we are also trying to enable completely new use cases that before were not able to monetize their screen because they were lacking of technology, they were lacking of understanding. But generally, what we are also seeing is that, some companies, they are also scared to adopt that kind of new business model, because they are, they are scared of scaring their customer, right? So if you're integrating ads, usually what you think is that you are annoying your end user. And yeah, I mean, this is really fair point. So we are also educating our user in different industries to, let them understanding if you place an ad in a specific context in your application, then this is not annoying, but instead it's providing even a value. I mean, contextual ad means that you're sharing ads that are interesting for the user audience that are looking at the screen. And, really interesting use cases we're discussing these days are, for example, coffee machine, intercom display. I mean, use cases that before were really far to think that they were able and capable to displaying ads.
But Michele, you mean coffee machine, not a private one? You mean
in offices, in public places, right? Yeah. So this kind of scenarios. Or, for example, drink dispensers, elevators, vending machine. What we are also really seeing as an increasing market is the electric vehicle charging station market. That's really where the business model can make the difference. So we are seeing a lot of players that they are looking to close a gap in their return on investment, because now the electricity bills are, getting higher, and they want to, reduce that kind of cost to their end user, adding advertising in order to still a return on the investment, because the charging station has definitely a cost. But if you can close the gap with advertising, it's a completely well-defined industry. And what we are trying to bring is how new technologies and how new use cases can return much faster from their investment. And this is really critical in startup environment, for example, where you need to have on your investment as soon as possible and where you want to be profitable in general. And advertising is some business model that allow also potentially new valuable use cases for the community overall to reduce the kind of cost and risk they might have from going out with new startup ideas.
Interesting. No, we will see how it will work. But what will come next?
Yeah, also that's really another exciting question. Thank you, Axel. So generally, from a product perspective, our focus, it's an end-to-end value chain between advertiser and our users. So the one that they are holding the screen or the one that, creating the application that will be executed in the device or in the mobile application. And in order to, improve the productivity, we have been receiving a lot of feedback that we have been merging inside our roadmap. We're gonna release quite soon a new version of our plugin. We're planning to support a new interesting technology called WebAssembly to enable, the kind of cross-platform adoption of our plugin also on the web technologies. We already show that, we are capable of enabling advertising on WebAssembly with some proof of concept, but, our goal is to make it a product, right? So that everyone can just, simply take it and deploy on WebAssembly platform as a target. And then we're going to have webinars. Our goal is also to make sure that our community has a strong understanding of what actually is an advertising value for them. So we're going to have a webinar in September where, we're going to highlight how you can monetize your screen on embedded use cases, for example. A series of webinars we've been doing to educate our user and community. And then we're going to have new articles in our blog posts about monetization, about how our users on the mobile game have been adopting our plugin, some example. And then we are going to have the Keyword Summit, where we are going to have our team member, also giving a speech over there, highlighting, how you could leverage our knowledge to monetize your application. And then, of course, new demos and public references, because we are quite busy these days helping our users. It's really an exciting moment for the Qt company.
Lot thing to do. Yes. Thank you very much, Michele. It's very interesting, and I want to see how it will work further on. And maybe we speak some weeks later or some months later, and then we can repeat. And you tell me the experience and the feedback from the market. That's interesting.
Yes.
How it develops. That is really the point I would like to see. And yeah, let's repeat in some weeks. And thank you very much for the interview today.
Thank you very much. And speak to you soon, Axel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.